When somebody asks, what's your mixing and mastering rate? When they're inquiring because they want to work with you, how do you respond? I want to share with you a snippet from the Studio Flow Masterclass. And you're going to see one of the email templates from the course and my explanation of how I use it to build rapport with clients and secure more jobs. Before we dive in, make sure you join the newsletter so you don't miss out on the masterclass. The masterclass is packed with templates, strategies, and actionable tips designed to elevate your workflow. And for those subscribed to the newsletter, you're going to be first to know when we go live, along with some exclusive early bird discounts. Now, let's jump into the snippet. I've got this inquiry somebody sent across to me, and I thought it would be perfect for this masterclass because it was so nondescript. It was so plain. It's a perfect representation of the inquiries I struggle to respond to. You know, there's inquiries that come in and they're like, hey, how much for a mix? This is pretty similar to this. I just finished a new single. I want it released in a few months. I'm looking for a full mix and master on my track. There's 60 stems. Would love a quote. Cool. Like, it's pretty nondescript, and there are two things people do here. Probably 90% of people do, and they're the two things which are completely wrong. The first thing is people see this and they want a quote. All right. Hey, John Smith, mixing is $600. Send me your mix. I want to listen to it. Wrong. Okay. The next one is, oh, there are 60 stems. I'd love to give you a quote, but I want to hear the material first and give you a custom quote and, tailor it to your needs. Wrong. They're both wrong. You know why? Because the first thing is the person giving their price and going, hey, send it to me. They're not half wrong. They're not half wrong. They're actually half right, because in the sense somebody just asked for a quote. They're price searching this particular inquiry. They want to know prices because they're price conscious. Okay, so they're not completely wrong, but the problem is every other Tom, Dick, and Harry is sending their rates and going, hey, send me the mix, here's my rate, send me the mix. How do you stand out? What are you doing differently? Nothing. The person who thinks they're being more caring by not giving a rate is completely wrong, because, yeah, you're trying to show a bit more care and listen to the stems and do all this and do all that, but you're not giving them a price. They're price shopping. They're going to have all these other prices which are tangible and they can actually associate a value with, and you haven't given them a price. So what's the middle ground here? This is magic, this inquiry process. It works a treat, okay? This is the template, and I implore you, make this your own, okay? Take the fundamentals of this and flesh it out into your own voice, okay? Hey, name. Hey, John. Hey, Bob. Thanks for reaching out. My name is Nicholas. I'm the owner of Panorama. Now, these 4 questions here is about building a rapport, okay? Before you do anything, people want to feel valued and seen. Now, these 4 questions come from my conflict resolution in the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. But these 4 questions I really like because they help establish great rapport. The first thing is to begin with praise and honest appreciation. You can always find the positive in something and the good somebody's doing, so you really want to show that. The second thing is to ask questions instead of giving orders. The chump that goes, hey, it's $500 for a mix, send me the production mix, send me the stems, and I'll give and I'll get started, or you do this, you do this, you do this. They're not going to get anywhere. You need to ask questions. You know the perfect question to ask, and you can steal this one off me? Have you got these stems up on Dropbox? If so, I'd love to hear them. You haven't ordered them around. You've just given them a yes-no question. Are they up in the cloud? Are they on Dropbox? If they say no, they might ask, would you like me to? If they say yes, then they'll go, I do have them. Here's a link. Okay, you put the onus on them. You don't give direct orders. You ask a question, an open question like that. It helps you along. Principle 6, praise the slightest improvement, praise every improvement. And number 8, use encouragement. Okay, so that's your intro. It looks like there's going to be a lot of words there, but there's not really. It's just principles I like to follow in my response. Excuse me. Now, project scope. What are your needs? We've all received 3-page essays of ambiguous creative writing on what somebody wants to achieve in a mix. We've also received absolutely no information about what somebody wants in a mix other than they want it radio ready or professional sounding. You need to ask pointed questions. Okay, the three I like to base my one around is: what do you like about your production? What don't you like about your production? Do you have any references? I worded it a little bit more eloquently than that, but these are pointed questions which help me. As an exercise, it's probably worth you trying to find 12 questions, write down 12 pointed questions that give you objective responses. If I ask somebody what they don't like, they will tell me what they don't like. If I ask somebody what they do like, they will tell me what they like. And that is great information for me as a mixing engineer. Then once you build up the rapport, you build out project scope, then you can in the email tell them your rate and your terms, okay? That is, you need to do it. If somebody has asked for a quote, they are price shopping. So if they're price shopping, you better give them a damn price. You want to back up that price by telling them the deliverables. Okay, the idea of adding the deliverables here means at the start you build up the rapport. Okay, you show care and interest, you give them the rate they're looking for, and then by listing the deliverables, the instrumental only, the TV mix, the stems, whatever you're going to deliver back to them, they associate a tangible, like something in their hand that they're receiving value with that price. Okay? And then the final thing we're going to do is create a clear line of communication. Now, just because somebody filled out a form on your website doesn't mean they're always comfortable via email. So what I do is an invitation to further discuss, let them know you can email me, you can call me on this number, or you can schedule an appointment. Okay, this puts the power in their hands to control the means of communication, to make them comfortable. They might not be comfortable writing an email. You actually know what happens? Sometimes the whole idea of spending $800 or $600 or $1,000 or $10,000 on an album is daunting to people. So when it comes to responding to emails, they put it off. They go, I've got to be really careful what I say, who I respond to. It's a lot to compartmentalize. I'm going to just hold off on replying to this email until tomorrow. In the meantime, somebody else has got on the phone to them and they're super comfortable talking with people because they really enjoy that human interaction and they book it with somebody else. So you don't want to say, excited to hear back from you. You say, I want to discuss this further, but just so you know, we've got email. We can do it on the phone. We can do it on a schedule. If your schedule's a bit, topsy-turvy, let me know and we'll organize something. So that way you give them a means to actually control the channel of communication. Okay, so that's how I respond to an inquiry. That's the template. And here is actually it's a small snippet of the masterclass. And for the rest of the masterclass, I actually walk you through my actual responses to clients using these templates. So you can see exactly how this looks like and is used when it's fleshed out. Now, apart from just writing emails that help convert inquiries, I also discuss payment structures and protocols, how to deliver projects professionally, and it is just set up so you can streamline your studio workflow and client communications. So to make sure you don't miss out, subscribe to the newsletter. Join the waitlist for the Studio Flow Masterclass, and you'll be first to know when the course goes live and also receive discount for early access. I hope you enjoyed this snippet, and until next time, take care.